Life often brings moments where we find ourselves alone, whether by choice or circumstance. For many, solitude can feel daunting, but for the Stoics, it is an opportunity, a gateway to growth, strength, and inner peace. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism teaches us how to face solitude, not with fear or despair, but with wisdom and resilience. In this guide, we'll explore 7 timeless Stoic principles that can transform being alone into a powerful experience of self-discovery and tranquility. Let's dive into these secrets and uncover how solitude can be a profound tool for mastering your mind, building resilience, and embracing the true essence of inner peace. Practice 1. Self-reflection. Powerful toolkit for inner peace. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to join us on this transformative adventure, the Stoic path to inner peace. Imagine for a moment the bustling streets of ancient Rome amidst the chaos. A figure stands still, seemingly untouched by the frenzy around him. This is a Stoic philosopher finding calm in the eye of the storm. But how did these ancient thinkers achieve such remarkable inner peace? And more importantly, how can we apply their wisdom to our modern lives? Stoicism, born in the tumultuous times of ancient Greece and Rome, offers us a roadmap to tranquility that's as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that true peace comes not from controlling our external environment, but from mastering our internal world. And one of the most powerful tools in the Stoic arsenal, embracing solitude. But before we dive into our 7 practices, let's address the elephant in the room. Isn't solitude just a fancy word for loneliness? Far from it. While loneliness is a state of emotional distress, solitude is a chosen state of being alone that can lead to profound personal growth. Think of it as the difference between being stuck in a traffic jam and taking a scenic drive by yourself. One is frustrating, the other can be exhilarating. Now let's embark on our journey through 7 Stoic practices that will transform your relationship with solitude and unlock a deep well of inner peace. Are you ready to discover the power of quiet contemplation? Let's begin. Practice 1. Practice 2. Negative visualization, self-reflection. The mirror of the soul. Picture yourself standing before a mirror, but instead of your physical reflection, you see your thoughts, actions, and emotions laid bare. This is the essence of Stoic self-reflection. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, perhaps the most famous Stoic, began each day by examining his thoughts and intentions. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly, harsh perhaps." But this practice allowed him to prepare for the day's challenges and respond with wisdom rather than reaction. To practice self-reflection, find a quiet moment each day to sit alone with your thoughts. Ask yourself, what are my core values? How did my actions today align with those values? Where can I improve? This isn't about self-criticism, but honest, compassionate self-examination. By regularly facing ourselves in this mirror of the soul, we develop a deeper understanding of our motivations and behaviors. As you cultivate this practice, you might be surprised at what you discover. Are you ready to look deeper into yourself than ever before? Our next practice will challenge you to do just that, in a way that might seem counterintuitive at first. Practice 3. Voluntary discomfort. Practice 2. Negative visualization, finding gratitude in the darkness. Imagine losing everything you hold dear, your home, your loved ones, your health. Sounds depressing, right? But what if I told you that this practice, known to the Stoics as negative visualization, could be the key to profound gratitude and contentment? Seneca, the famous Stoic philosopher and playwright, advised his students to regularly contemplate worst-case scenarios. Why? Because when we imagine losing what we have, we appreciate it more deeply. It's like the first sip of water after a long hike. Suddenly, something we often take for granted becomes precious to practice. Negative visualization. Set aside a few minutes each day to imagine losing something important to you. Your job, your home, a cherished relationship. Really feel the loss. Then open your eyes and look around. Everything is still there. This practice isn't about dwelling on negativity, but about cultivating a deep sense of gratitude for what we have right now. As you embrace this practice, you might find yourself savoring life's simple pleasures more fully, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the laughter of a friend. Even the convenience of running water all become sources of joy and gratitude, but gratitude is just the beginning. Our next practice will challenge you to actively seek out discomfort. Intrigued? Let's dive. Practice 4. Journaling in practice. 3. Voluntary discomfort. Strengthening your inner fortress. Picture a soldier training for battle. They don't just study strategy. Why, they put themselves through grueling physical challenges to prepare for the hardships of war. In a similar way, the Stoics believed in voluntarily experiencing discomfort to build resilience and appreciate life's comforts. Musonius Rufus, often called the Roman Socrates, encouraged his students to occasionally sleep on hard surfaces, wear insufficient clothing in cold weather, or abstain from their favorite foods, the goal to prove to themselves that they could endure discomfort, and that their happiness didn't depend on external comforts. To practice voluntary discomfort. Start small, take a cold shower, skip a meal, or go for a day without your smartphone as you face these self-imposed challenges. Observe your reactions. Are you more irritable, anxious? Use this as an opportunity to practice maintaining your equanimity in the space of discomfort. This practice isn't about punishing yourself, but about building your inner fortress, a core of strength and resilience that can weather life's inevitable storms. As you grow stronger, you might find that things that once bothered you now barely register. But how can we track this growth? Our next practice offers a powerful tool for self-discovery and progress. Practice 4. Practice 5. Contemplation of nature. Journaling. Mapping your inner world. Imagine having a conversation with the wisest version of yourself. That's essentially what Stoic journaling is all about. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, one of the most famous Stoic texts, was never intended for publication. It was his personal journal, a way to reflect on his experiences and reinforce his philosophical principles. Journaling allows us to externalize our thoughts, examine them objectively, and gain insights we might miss in the swirl of daily life. It's like creating a map of your inner world, charting your progress and identifying areas for growth. To practice Stoic journaling, set aside time each day to write, reflect on your actions, your reactions to events, and how well you embodied Stoic principles. Be honest with yourself, but also compassionate. Remember, the goal is growth, not perfection. As you develop this practice, you might be surprised at the patterns and insights that emerge. But journaling is just one way to gain perspective. Our next practice invites us to look beyond ourselves to find wisdom and peace. Practice 5. Contemplation of practice 6. Memento mori. Nature. Finding perspective in the cosmos. Picture yourself standing beneath a vast star-filled sky. How do your daily worries and concerns measure up against the immensity of the cosmos? This is the power of contemplating nature, a practice highly valued by the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them. By regularly contemplating the natural world, we gain perspective on our place in the universe and the transient nature of our concerns." To practice nature contemplation, spend time regularly observing and reflecting on the natural world. This could be as simple as watching clouds pass overhead, studying the intricate pattern of a leaf, or gazing at the night sky, as you do consider the vast scales of time and space that nature operates on? How do your current preoccupations measure up? This practice isn't about making yourself feel small or insignificant. Rather, it's about finding your place in the grand tapestry of existence and gaining a sense of connection to something larger than yourself. As you cultivate this perspective, you might find your anxieties lessening and your sense of peace growing. But to truly embrace life, we must also confront its finite nature. Our next practice, ICE, does just that. Practice 6. Memento Mori, embracing practice 7. Focusing on what you can control, life through death. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say, and think. These words from Marcus Aurelius encapsulate the Stoic practice of memento mori. Remember that you must die. It might sound morbid, but this practice is actually about fully embracing life. By regularly contemplating our own mortality, we're reminded of the preciousness of each moment. It encourages us to live authentically, to pursue what truly matters, and to let go of petty concerns. To practice memento mori, set aside time each day to reflect on the finite nature of life. This could be as simple as asking yourself, if this was my last day, would I be satisfied with how I lived it? The goal is to induce anxiety, but to inspire intentional living. As you incorporate this practice, you might find yourself making different choices, prioritizing what truly matters and living more fully in the present moment. But even as we embrace our mortality, there's one more crucial lesson the Stoics have for us. Practice 7. Focusing on what you can control, the ultimate path, PA to peace. Imagine a ship captain in a storm. They can't control the wind or the waves, but they can control how they steer the ship. This is the essence of the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control. Epictetus, a former slave who became a renowned Stoic teacher, said there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. By focusing our energy on what we can influence, our thoughts, judgments, and actions, we free ourselves from the frustration of trying to control the uncontrollable. To practice this, start by categorizing your concerns into 2 groups: things you can control and things you can't. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, is this something I can influence? If not, practice accepting it. If yes, focus your energy on taking constructive action. As you cultivate this mindset, you might find a profound sense of peace settling over you. The world hasn't changed, but your relationship to it has. You're no longer battling against the tide of life, but flowing with it, steering your ship with wisdom and conclusion. Mastering the art of being alone is a transformative journey that leads to inner peace and self-discovery. The Stoic secrets we've explored: embracing solitude, focusing on what you can control, practicing gratitude, cultivating mindfulness, finding purpose, accepting impermanence, and living in harmony with nature, offer timeless guidance. By internalizing these principles, you not only build resilience, but also deepen your connection with yourself and the world around you. True peace arises when you realize that being alone is not a void to fear, but a space to grow, reflect, and thrive.